welcome to Revelations with Delusional Knitter. I'm Angela, your host. This is episode 138, and it is July 3rd, 2016. On to updates and housekeeping. Welcome if you are new. If you are returning, I thank you as always, and either way, I hope you enjoy and continue to watch the podcast. Shows on iTunes, YouTube, delusionalknitter.com, and I post it in the Ravelry group when there's a new episode. There's a thread. And I am also on Instagram as Delusional Knitter. For the rest of the summer, I'm probably not going to record every 2 weeks. As you can see, it's already been a month since the last one, so that's probably going to be the same thing for August as well. We'll see. I don't know. But it's nice weather, I have other things to do, and it gets really hot in this room too. I'm already starting to get really hot, and it's not that hot outside today, so with the lights on and stuff for recording, it starts getting really hot in here really quick. So declarations. What's been going on? Traveling Monsters ended. I was a little sad this year. We didn't get to do a ton of stuff, so I didn't do a lot with the monsters. Last year I did a lot more with them, but there were so many that after, I think there were 10. After like 6, it kind of started to be like, ugh, another monster, you know? This one was great because it was only 5, but I was busy with overtime at work and other stuff, so I didn't get to bring them a lot of places and take lots of pictures, so that's a little sad. But I sent the last monster on his way home, and I will be getting back my guy soon, so that was fun, and I would do it again. I just hope that next time I have more time to take pictures and stuff. I went to go see Independence Day Resurgence the other day with my friend that we go to the pub, and we went for breakfast again, so that was fun. The movie was really good. I guess he was saying that the critics really tore it apart. I didn't think it was that bad. There were some cheesy, corny parts, but all in all, it was a really good movie, and I enjoyed it. Jeff Goldblum was in it, so that right there is enough for me, but it was good. We also went to, every year we go to my mom's friend's cabaret, where a bunch of them that take singing lessons from an instructor, they do a little show. So that was good, as usual. I was sad though, because there's one lady I really like, and she wasn't performing this year. I don't know if she's still in the group. I didn't have time to ask, but she wasn't there, so I like her voice, and she always does really good songs. What else? We went today, we got some more flowers for outside. The nursery up the street, I don't know, I think they do this every year, but I don't think we realized it. They do a 2-for-1 sale. So I've been looking for a fuchsia, and Walmart used to have them for like $12.99 a hanging basket, which is a good price. And I've been checking and I haven't been able to find them. They had them at the nursery, but they were like $20 a piece or $40 for the big pots. And I was like, that's too much. But with the 2-for-1 sale, really, they're only $10 a piece, because I usually get 2 anyway, so I get some fuchsia. Happy about that. The hummingbirds like it too, so I like to put it out on the decks when the hummers come. Spaghetti squash. I made spaghetti squash the other day. It was excellent. This is like the second or third time I've made it. I really, really like spaghetti squash. It's fairly easy to make. If you've never made it, though, it does require that you bake it for 45 minutes, which you don't actually have to do anything. It's in the oven, but you need, about an hour if you plan on making it. And then you can either just put stuff in it and put it back in the oven, like put cheeses and stuff to melt it, or you can scrape it out and then mix it up in like a frying pan, which is what I did this last time, and it was really good. So if you like spaghetti squash and you have any recipes that you really like, let me know where they are, because I would love to make it different ways and, change it up a little bit. My pet peeve for the day. I'm not going to talk about this for long because it's already getting hot in here, and I want to hurry up and finish this up because it's Tour de Fleece, and I will show you some spinning stuff in a few minutes. But I don't understand, and this is my pet peeve of it, I don't understand what people are doing. Ravelry, for example, has a disagree button. YouTube has a thumbs down button. I'm sure there are many other platforms that have these same kind of buttons. I don't get them, because when people push these buttons, they don't actually say anything. So I don't understand what it is you don't like about the. And I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about everywhere. If I read a post that somebody else wrote and then there's some disagrees, I'm like, what? I don't get it. Like, what are you disagreeing about? I don't like the anonymity about it, and I don't like the fact that nobody has to explain why they said they didn't like it, and I also don't like the fact that most people I guarantee, would never say this to somebody's face. You know, you would never, because to me, the disagree or the thumbs down button is almost like saying, you suck. And I can't imagine out in public that you would just walk up to somebody and be like, you suck, and walk away. Like, I just don't see that happening. I don't see it happening. Perfect example. There's some threads on Ravelry where designers can post their new designs. And I saw one for a lovely shawl, and there were a bunch of disagrees, which I totally don't understand. I don't understand what, if you don't like it, you don't have to make it, you don't have to buy it. And it was actually, it was going to be free for a couple of days, so okay, whatever. Then also, the funny button I get. If somebody tells a funny story, or they knit up a cute little stuffy, you can click funny, right? That makes sense to me. The funny was also clicked on this shawl post, and I was like, what is funny about this? There was no funny story, there was no anecdote along with this shawl. Here's my beautiful shawl, you know, blah blah blah. Disagrees and funnies. I don't understand. I don't get it. It boggles my mind. So, there's your discussion topic for the day. Please come to the Ravelry board once this video is posted and tell me your thoughts on those buttons. Or like YouTube, I don't understand how if somebody spends time creating a tutorial for a craft, whether it be knitting, spinning, you know, paper crafts, anything, to show other people how to do something, why anybody would thumbs down it. If you don't like it, just move on. Or be constructive. You might say, hey, you really have this great video and this great technique, but unfortunately your lighting was so poor that I couldn't really see what you were doing. You know, if you do videos in the future, you might want to consider adding some light so that people can see. That's constructive. I don't know. I just don't understand it. So come to the thread on this episode and post your thoughts. I will immediately disagree with them and not tell you why. No, I won't. I promise I won't. In the 9 years, I had to think about this earlier, in the 9 years I've been on Ravelry, I've never pushed the disagree button. Ever. I don't know its purpose. I don't understand its function. I did read up on it in the forums. I kind of get it. It's for moderators to gauge activity in the group and stuff like that. I get that. But like, I just don't understand why people would push it and then just walk away. And not explain why they disagree. Or I understand, I have seen many people, like somebody will tell a story, something that happened to them that didn't work out so well, and people would disagree, but then they would comment and say, owning my disagree, owning it. That's, I guess, my biggest pet peeve of the whole thing, is that people don't own it. They just click these buttons and go away, and I don't understand. So that's my pet peeve for the day, and we will move on now, because it's getting a little toasty in here. But let me know. I'd really be interested to see what other people think of this, because it's one of those pet peeves of mine. I'm also one of those people on the internet, I don't understand those people that will sit and argue with people back and forth in comment sections. I just don't. I just move on. If I don't like something, I just move on. I don't look at it. I don't click anything on it. I don't give it any interaction whatsoever if I don't like it. Revelations. These stitch surfers. I haven't touched them much because I've been doing other things, but I don't think the last time I recorded I had the second sock started. I don't even know if I had the first sock done. But I do now. I did not weave in my ends, which is typical. So this is the first sock. I was super, super happy with this pattern. It's really, really cool. I did not follow the instructions for the heel. I did for the actual heel, but the pattern says to use one of the colors for the whole heel. I split them right where they broke up and just continued on in the same fashion they were already going. So that's my first one, and I like it a lot, and it fits pretty good. Actually, I was surprised because I thought the toe was going to be too bulky, but by the time the whole sock was done, it fits fine, so that's awesome. And this was Mustache Yarns in the Droids colorway. This one was R2D2, and this was some knit picks it had in my stash that I just thought coordinated well. So then for the second sock, I just have the toe started, and they actually are like the opposite of each other. So the main color on the first sock was this one. Now on this sock it's this one, so they're going to kind of mirror each other when they're on. That is the front, that's the front. So they're going to look like that when you wear them. So, super happy about that. And there's so many combinations of these socks that people do, it's crazy. With like variegated yarns or self-striping yarns. They look really awesome, and it's really easy. I thought it was going to be really fiddly, and that's why I had never done it, but now that I've done it, they're actually like super, super easy. And I think because you keep switching yarns without really any fiddly bits except wrapping them so that you close the gap. It's actually more fun and seems like you're moving along quicker. The other thing I have was the Moab shawl, which right this second is a complete disaster. I was trying to finish it for the end of June, which clearly did not happen. And I was chugging along, and I'm almost done. I only have like 18 rows left, I think, of the edging. That's the back. I was doing great, but I think because I was rushing, I made a mistake somewhere in here. I tried to drop it down and fix it, but it didn't work. I'm just going to rip back. I think I have to rip back like 2 rows. Something along here got off, so then my decreases didn't line up right, and one of these things is messed up. And now that I'm on the next row, I don't have enough stitches for a repeat to do it correctly, so something went wrong. I either decreased too many, or I skipped an increase or something. I don't know. But it's in timeout right now because it's Tour de Fleece and I have other things to do than try and figure this out. So I'll pick it back up again at some point. And honestly, that's all I've been working on. And we're just going to move on because I have other stuff to show. Because now we're on to string theory. And it's Tour de Fleece. Are you excited? I'm excited. So in past years, this is only the 3rd year I've done it. The first year, I think, I had these grandiose plans, and I had, like, starting pictures of, like, a whole bunch of different rovings that I thought I was going to spin up in 1 month. And this year, I have 2 goals. One was to spin up 4 ounces, but do it thicker than I normally do, because I usually spin thread. And the second one was to finish the 2 ounces that I've already started on my supported spindles and ply that up. So that's not too bad. Except that I've already, today, hopefully after I record this, I will be done with my first game. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. And I just started yesterday, only spun for about 4.5 hours with breaks to get up and stretch, and like I did a load of laundry, and I made sure I moved around so I didn't hurt myself. I do not hurt today, which is awesome, because that was always a problem with me in the past with spinning, is I would always hurt myself. I think since I went to physical therapy a couple of months ago, he finally drilled it into my head about, movement and posture and other kinds of things. So now I make sure as soon as I feel myself sagging, I'll sit up straight, and I keep taking breaks and get up and stuff, so it's working out awesome. So I was spinning up 4 ounces of Corriedale from Into the World, which is probably most of what I'm going to try and spin for Tour de Fleece, because I've been a club member since 2012. And I have a lot downstairs, and I spun it all up. I was so excited. I was more excited that it all fit on one bobbin, because I planned on Navajo plying it anyway, so I don't need to split it. So this is the 4 ounces, and as you can see, it's pretty thick and pretty consistent. I was really pleased with it. There are some thinner spots, there are some thicker spots while I was trying to do it, but all in all, it's pretty consistent. So I'm really happy about that. And like I said, I plan to chain ply it right after I finish recording. The other one is a fluffy bump of joy I had from Fiber Nymph Dye Works that I got a long time ago. And it's this lovely fluffiness. I forget what this one is as far as content. I know there's some merino in there and some silk or bamboo and some other stuff, so it's really nice. And that one I'm spinning on my supported spindles, which is coming out really good. These 2 on either side are Mirkwoods, and this one in the middle is a Silly Salmon. So I'm really happy with that. And then for June, I don't know if I had mentioned it previously in the podcast, but I try to pick one technique a month and kind of focus on that a lot. I obviously do other things. I'll knit something or crochet something or, spin something else. But I try to, if I have good chunks of time, or the best thing with spinning is actually to do it for really short periods every day if you can, because that builds up the muscle memory. So that's what I was doing with the supported spinning, because I can supported spin. I'm just not really, really good at it yet. So the whole point for June was to do it every day, get the muscle memory, get it consistent, you know, get better at spinning and all that stuff. And I'm really happy with the results. It did work out very well. I also have some more. This is a new spindle. That's not even from Silly Salmon. Silly Salmon was the spindle maker. I don't know that they're called spindlers. I think I just made that up. For the month of June on that Yarn Therapy Zone board. So she kept posting updates and showing us all of this absolutely gorgeous stuff, right? And this was one that I bought. And I love it. It's that Flame Box Elder, I think is what the wood's called. It's gorgeous. And the spin's really, really good. I like it a lot. So that was another one that I was spinning with those for. And hold please while I put this back without breaking it. Okay. So that's my other goal. If I do those two things for Tour de Fleece, I will be super happy. But clearly I'm going to get more done on the wheel because this one will be done shortly. And hopefully more thick spins because then I can get through some fiber. And I also started, I don't have much to do, maybe once I get a couple of things in there I'll show you guys, a spinning journal. So a lot of people make up spinning notebooks for their projects, you know, the different fibers, some information about the fiber, how you spun it, which thoughts on it were, blah blah blah. So I started it with that Coriadale that I was spinning on the wheel. I still have the, excuse me, my allergies are really bad all of a sudden. I still have the Into the World Merino on the Roadbug and the Into the World, told you I have a lot, Polworth, I think that was, on the spindles. So those I've kind of put on hold though while I do these other things. Scrolls, I do not, I was doing good there for a minute, just got tongue-tied. I do not have a book review for this episode, but we do have the giveaway for the Knit My Skirt that I did previously, so let's do that. I had, hang on, let me see if I can figure out my phone. Here we go. 2 through 13. So that's going to be number 5. Let's see who that is. It's going to be Simply Stashless. Yay! So I will let Jocelyn know, Karen, and she can gift you the book. That's exciting. She used to podcast. She doesn't anymore, which is sad because she was awesome to watch. And but I get to see her on Instagram and her dogs because they're super cute. So that's it for scrolls. Now we're on to testaments. I showed before, well, the R2D2 socks, and then I had the C3PO socks. So for June, Mustache Yarns was doing another installment for the Star Wars socks. So this one is Luke and Vader, or Luke and Anakin. And it's awesome. I love it. So these are the two skeins, again, twisted together. So not all of these colors are in both. It's hard to see which one is which. I don't really feel like pulling them apart. Oh, this kind of shows you, I think. So I think the darker one is one and this lighter one is the other one. But you'll see them when I make up socks. These ones, though, since they have a lot of the gray and the black, I might actually split these up so that I do have 2 different socks. I haven't decided yet, but that would actually work for me, I think. I have a thing about having mismatchy socks. And most of the time when I do stripes, I match them up really, really well. Let's see. I also got another spindle. I don't have the bowl. I put it away. This is a new to me spindle maker. And our prices are excellent because I got the spindle and bowl for $40. Usually one of those items would cost $40. And it's really nice wood. It's on the turn on Etsy, and yeah, I like this one a lot. I like the shape. Although, to be honest with you, it kind of reminds me of that pyramid head guy from Silent Hill, which is really creepy. But I do like it. It spins really, really well, and it has a nice matching bowl. Unfortunately, I didn't take it out, like I said, but one of these days when I'm spinning on it, you'll see it. I always try to take those out ahead of time because I don't want to rush putting them away while I'm on the podcast and like break them. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, I won a prize. So on that Yarn Therapy Zone board, there's lots of prizes with the spinning. That's also why I like that board, because A lot of spin-alongs, in order to be eligible for prizes, you have to post your finished yarn, which on support spindles, and spindles in general, even for me, it's really hard to finish it in a month. So I really like this board because just progress photos alone make you eligible, as long as you've updated. So there's thread, so like every time you do it every month, you have a thread that's your thread, and you have the dates that you're supposed to post, and she runs a random number generator and goes and looks at your posts, and as long as your updates are there, you're eligible and you won the prize for that week. So it's really cool. This is from Magic Sock on Etsy. She is in Germany, and this is 50% merino and 50% cashmere. Oh, it's so soft. It's so soft. It's so soft. I just want to wear it around my neck like this. So it's 4 ounces, or 3.5 ounces, 100 grams. And I'm usually not a blue person, but with this green, I really, really like it. Plus it's a gift, so no complaints. So yeah, it's so delicious. This one I might do unsupported spindles because I would like to spin it forever, which will happen if it's unsupported spindles. That's it for Testaments. Intentions, I have a new design, and I'm super excited about it. So I should probably show you what inspired it first. And that was when I went to go see Independence Day. Dr. Brackish Oaken is played by Brent Spiner, Data from Star Trek. And during this movie, he was in a coma since the last movie. He wakes during this movie to his caregiver, who is obviously always talking to him because they just show him and he's in, like, you know, blabbing away to him while he's in the coma. And he's saying how he started taking a knitting class and he made this thing and, you know, let me know if it's scratchy. He's talking to him like he's going to answer because, you know, he's hoping he wakes up eventually. And he puts the cowl on him and he sits up and starts screaming. And it's, you know, supposed to be funny because he was saying if it's itchy. And it's really because the aliens are back. I'm not really giving away spoilers if you watched any trailers. But I saw this cowl and I was like, that is so cool and such a simple, quick thing to make. And I've always seen people design things inspired by things they've seen on movies, and I've always wanted to do that. This is a perfect opportunity. And then he wore that cowl through the entire movie, which just cracked me up even more. So this is what it's inspired by, is that cowl there. And I've called it Oaken, after Dr. Brackish Oaken. And this is my sample for the pattern. It's available now, and with the coupon code July 4, it's free until the end of the day tomorrow, July 4th. So that's the cowl. And I would love to put it on for you, but I would melt right now. So that's the finished object. I was really, really happy with how it came out. And it really is a super quick knit. Like, it only took a couple hours. This is the super bulky version. I have also included instructions in the pattern for a worsted version. And yeah, super excited. It was test knit. Everybody loved it. Pattern was corrected. I did make a couple of errors in the pattern, but it was all fixed up, so now it's all set and ready to go. Heresy. We're on break week right now for Hogwarts at Ravelry, and then I'm actually doing a spinning study hall for the next rotation, which starts the 11th. So that should be fun. Don't forget the Summer of Squares knit along that's going May 27th through August 27th. That's hosted by Lisa on the Sock Yarn Swappers group. And don't forget the KAL knit along on the Actually Knitting podcast. And that goes until September 15th. And the KAL one is all of the designers are also podcasters. Then we have the Epic knit along on my board. And I think that's it for Heresy. What else has been going on? Reading. I finished Ink Death, and that was really good. That whole trilogy was really, really good if you like those kind of things. I would say if you liked The Hunger Games, Harry Potter, you know, any of those kinds, you would really like Inkheart, the series. I also finished Library of Souls. That's another one if you like those kind of books. That's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. That whole series was very good as well, and I'm super excited for the movie because Tim Burton's involved in it, and Eva Green is in it. Did I tell you I have a girl crush on her? I think I did last time. So I'm really excited about that movie too. And TV. I haven't really watched any TV at all, and I'm kind of behind on everything right now, so I gotta get back into that. And here while knitting, I've actually been watching a lot of videos. I have a lot of interweave videos and a couple of craftsy courses. Like Maggie Casey does a lot of spinning videos, and she does big and lofty yarns, which this is not big and lofty, but I used a lot of her techniques to get myself to spin thicker for this instead of spinning sewing thread. So I've been reviewing a lot of spinning videos and stuff like that while I've been in here crafting and stuff, so I haven't really been watching any TV. And I think that's it for this episode. Like I said, I wanted to make this a quick one because I need to go apply that yarn. So, and I would really like to pick something else to start. Maybe not spinning today because it's going to take me a while to apply that, but my next big spin on the Traveler. And I think that's it. So please come on over to the Ravelry board. I would also love, for this episode thread, if you'd like to show me what you're doing for Tour de Fleece. I would love to see it. I'm in a couple of groups in the world, obviously. Blaine, Fleece and Fiber, and Mirkwood. So I'm in those groups, and I will be showing you all that stuff when I come back, what I've finished for that. So thanks so much for joining me, and happy knitting and spinning.